Hey everyone, it's Lorenzo and happy holidays. Chris and I want to give you a special gift this year as a way of saying thank you for all of your support, all of the questions, all of the downloads, and all the sharing of the podcast. This special gift is the audiobook version of my book, Vision, Clarity, and Support. We've broken it up into multiple podcasts that will be less than 15 minutes each, so you can hear parts of the book throughout your day. So thank you again for all of your support, and please enjoy.
Part 2. Clarity. Samuel works in the tech department of a popular retail store. He's been there for almost a year, provides exemplary customer support, and stays up to date on changing technologies. It's not hard to imagine he'll move into a leadership role himself eventually. One day, his manager, Tony, walks by, stops at an end cap, and asks Samuel, "Hey, can you clean this up? Make it more presentable?" He then walks to the back of the store to work on his next task. Samuel considers the placement of the end cap, recognizing how visible it is from the entrance doors, and gets to work. He pulls all the product from the shelves, cleans everything, relocates items that never seem to sell, and sets it all back up. The end cap is now clean, organized, and appealing to anyone who walks by. Tony comes by later and stops again. He looks the shelves up and down and says, "Thanks, but this isn't what I had in mind." Turns out, Tony wants a new product brand to be the focus of that space, and he wants more peripherals on display to complement the brand and encourage those sales. None of this was made evident to Samuel, who hides his discouragement as he begins the task again. In this situation, we've had a serious breakdown in clarity. Expectations all around. We've created our vision, but that's only the beginning. In order to implement it and make sure everyone's actions align to it, we must be extremely clear with our expectations. It's easy to say we'll clarify the employee's role, reviewing the job description, having them repeat it back to us, and, of course, they need to know what they can and cannot do. However, clarity is a two-way street. We must not only be clear about what's expected of our employees, we must also be sure they fully understand what to expect from us as leaders. This second half is equally vital. Let's take this a step further. Don't just tell them what they can expect from you. Tell them how you plan to help them. Ask them, "What do you expect from me so that you can best do your job and feel supported in your role?" This step isn't only necessary at the beginning of their job, it's a question to follow up on during each performance review. How can leadership help you improve in your role? What can leadership do to help you remain successful? If you find yourself having to review job descriptions on occasion, add in, "What do you need from leadership to avoid these conversations?" Essentially, clarity in the workplace is taking the time to sit down with people, ask what they're trying to accomplish, provide them with clear explanations of what's expected of them, and extend the conversation to discovering what they expect from us as leaders. The open communication and equal understanding for what we're all trying to achieve promotes a great work environment filled with passionate, positive people, while ensuring this crucial pillar is spread to all levels of the workplace. Great minds don't always think alike. If we lose focus at this second pillar and aren't clear about expectations, employees will do what they think is right. Step into their shoes for a moment. There's nothing more frustrating than working hard, putting in your full effort, and thinking you're doing the right thing only to be pulled aside and told you aren't. The blame falls on you, the one who did something incorrectly, but it's not your fault if you weren't shown or told the correct process or behaviors. "I tried hard today. I worked hard. Then they told me it was all wrong." We can prevent these occurrences by actively investing in what our employees do. Otherwise, we're guaranteed to hit these roadblocks. Rather than having to backtrack and clean up after the miscommunication, we can invest early in assuring clarity is established. Get specific. Bill was an audio supervisor at Best Buy, and I worked part-time in his department. He had a very clear vision for his department. Cleanliness, organization, and a visually pleasing work environment were key to ensuring customers took us seriously. From day one, he walked me through the expectations of how the department should look at all times. Sales goals were important, of course, but so is dusting. Bill physically demonstrated every aspect of his cleaning expectations, teaching me a routine that assured every inch was cleaned every day. Over the course of a week, the entire department would be scrubbed and spotless. Anytime we were slow, we were expected to be cleaning. If we finished the day's cleaning, we were expected to work ahead, stay ahead of the curve. He was meticulous, maybe even extreme, but he provided clarity by role modeling that exact behavior he wanted. A clean department gave us credibility, and it brought to life the idea we were the most knowledgeable, most capable of our field. There was no confusion from me, and because of his practices, it was easy to execute on his vision. How you can do it with new hires. Conversation. It's that simple, yet that effective. During the hiring process, I like to role-play the job they're being asked to do. I tell them up front, if you're going to earn the title, the shirt, the name tag, then you're going to do some improv right here, right now. I do this because I not only want to be clear on the expectations, I want to be sure they're comfortable doing the tasks involved in the job title. What I don't want is for their very first experiences in different scenarios to be directly with the customer. Of course, they'll learn from all future customer interactions. They'll continue growing through their job, but there's no need for them to practice their role on an actual customer, not when we have this opportunity to put some common retail occurrences to the test. But there's a catch. Spoiler alert. I will be the employee, you will be the customer, I tell them. It immediately throws them off, but how can I expect them to show me what I'm looking for when they've never seen it? And what better way to understand the customer experience than to be in their shoes while learning the expectations of a new job? Here are the steps to my process, and I urge you to try them out yourself. 1. Tell them to buy something they actually would be interested in buying. If what your company offers are services, they can inquire about anything that piques their interest. This truly makes them a customer with real questions waiting for real answers. This can't be pre-planned or scripted by us. And in this moment, we, as leaders, are put on the spot. 2. Leave out some aspects of their training. Don't be the perfect employee who covers every angle. Make the kind of mistakes that should stand out to a new hire who's just learned all the details of the job. 3. Request feedback. They need to learn it's okay to give constructive criticism, even to their leader. I want them to be comfortable telling me what I did wrong. Not only is it acceptable to give feedback, it's expected. And in these role-playing scenarios, we have the perfect opportunity to practice the art of speaking up. 4. Switch roles. Now, your new employee can apply all the elements they just learned through your modeling. As they work through a new scenario, give them time to think through it. Encourage them to ask questions along the way and collaborate on the ways in which they can best do what's expected. This role-playing prepares the employee before the interactions occur. So consider common challenges faced in your unique workplace and use those to further the training. With established employees, whether expectations are being met, exceeded, or not, sit down with every member of your store. Set a timer for 5 minutes and ask them the following. What are your next steps in this store? Maybe it's a promotion or an experience they want. Maybe their goals extend outside of work, buying a house, buying a car, finishing school, starting their own business. We want to be aware of these goals. But that has nothing to do with clarity or employee job expectations. Oh, but it does. Let me explain. Employees at most companies have many resources at their disposal, contacts with organizations, access to workshops, internal materials, and supportive references that can help our employees reach their goals. Often, we aren't even aware of these assets, and even when we are, we don't spend time promoting them. After all, we have a day job that fills our schedule plenty. It's worthwhile to dig for them, though, to know what's available. When you meet with your employees and you learn their aspirations, take notes so you'll understand what it is they want to accomplish professionally and personally. Now, you can share those resources, those opportunities, and show how much more you care about them than numbers and figures. Furthermore, these conversations, building these connections, helps us to understand our employees' behaviors and attitudes. Knowing where they stand and what they think, we become more aware of how they utilize vision and what they need to grow within the company. We can tailor training methods to their level and assign them responsibilities that we know can challenge them to be better, resulting in greater company efficiency and a more knowledgeable team. You'll know it's working. When clarity is effectively working, our employees will feel empowered and positive about their role. By demonstrating our passion toward our vision, those we lead will develop a similar passion. Leave out any gray area, and our employees will begin coming to us with new ideas. They'll confidently make suggestions, and often we'll find ourselves quickly incorporating these new ideas into the prior expectations. The hierarchy of the team will blend together. Rather than individual job titles and designated leaders, a we will form. We will follow through on expectations. We will collaborate to improve the process. We will succeed. Bonus. We've put in the effort to build the second pillar tall and strong. The entire workplace appears to be on the same page and things are running smoothly. Communication is open. Everyone is working to achieve the same company vision while also taking advantage of opportunities to fulfill their personal visions. Let's make things even better. When we next sit down with our employees, add this question to the conversation. Do you know anyone, personally or professionally, who would be a great addition to our organization? If my employees are doing a fantastic job, then I know they know other fantastic people. It's commonly suggested the 5 closest people with whom you surround yourself are the ones you're most like. I want to know who those 5 people are, and if they're interested in endorsing them, they're the first ones I want to apply and bring in for interviews. Great teams grow great teams. Revisiting the breakdown. Remember, Samuel and the breakdown in Clarity when his manager, Tony, wanted him to redo the end cap. Samuel put in the effort to do a task well, only to be told it wasn't good enough. Now, he's frustrated, disheartened, and thinking, forget it, I'm not going to try anymore. That one instance may have wasted hours of productive work time, discouraged a valuable employee, and put a dent on future innovation. This is the easiest way to get an employee into the mindset of they can tell me exactly what they want, and that's what I'll do, nothing more. Passion is lost and the connection he once had to the job is impacted. This may be an extreme example of employee disappointment, but the key here is this. Clarity would have prevented it. If clarity exists ahead of time, then we know our employee understands the vision and what's best for the business. Similarly, leadership understands the employee and has worked with them up to this point, focusing on and building their strengths. When given a general task, the employee will feel confident using discretion and taking ownership, even when instructions aren't specific. They can fulfill the task knowing any alterations later are meant to further align to the vision and not to be taken personally. Managers can have confidence in their team to complete jobs, recognizing the steps taken were with their best intentions in mind. Their ability to connect allows the employees to seek them for guidance as needed, but ultimately, the job done is one that should be productive to the business, fulfill the goals intended, and leave everyone involved feeling it was a job well done. When someone is new or is learning something new, it is vital we, as leaders, meet them where they are and provide them with the specifics to do the job well. We can't make assumptions about what they can and cannot do. What we can do is get on the same page and help move them forward. Show them, demonstrate, help them build a level of comfort in their role that ensures we're investing in a team that strives to bring forth the vision.